Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast. So today I want to talk about the effectiveness corruption eradication commission to and as a host, me as a host and my friend as a guest.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to talk about this topic. And I've heard that the corruption topic has been all over places lately.
That is true, and let's start it. Uh, Nowadays, corruption is still a major problem in Indonesia, almost in every sector, such as natural resource and natural resource, public services, and go- government. And I want to ask you some question. What's your opinion about the the main reason that people still corruption in their own job?
Well, I think the main reason behind corruption cases nowadays is because of their misuse of power and lack of integrity. A lot of people in higher positions tend to use their authority for personal gain, and that behavior can lead to a large scale of corruption cases.
Exactly, I think the same as you because the lack of super lack of supervision in a job and the minimum law of enforcement, it can lead to big opportunities for corruptor to corrupt again and again.
Yes, and not only does it affect on certain institutions, those behaviors can also leave impacts on society.
And talking about impact, what do you think the impact of corruption on society?
Well, I think the impact of corruption on society is very serious. Um, Cases like those can make people not trusting government and public institutions, and their lack of trust can lead to a negative attitude towards governmental systems.
Definitely yes. And when the public already lose their trust on government and lose the trust and hope on government, it can makes not cooperative and
Negative attitudes.
yeah, make a negative.
And yes, that is a good point. It became harder to make stable and honest society if all the people on higher grounds abuses their power without even thinking the impact it can lead to society.
I see, I see. And now let's talk about Cap. Let's talk about KPK. And I want to ask you a question. Uh, Nowadays, some people believe that corruption eradication commission already do their job effectively. What do you think about that opinion?
Well, I firmly disagree with that opinion.
Definitely, I also have the same opinion as you because even though KPK already do their job all day, uh, corruption still frequently happen.
Yes, that means that their effort in combating corruption is still not fully effective.
Another concern that about this case is mm, there is some case that involve people in KPK itself, and it makes the situation more complicated. And to understand more about this topic, let's go into the specific topic, which is corruption in the
Abraham Samad and
Abraham Samad and
Bambang.
Bambang Wijayanto.
Yes, so I heard about those cases. So for Abraham Samad, the case happened back in 2015, specifically in the 9th of February, where he was brought to the detective and crime agency to attend a series of meetings where he was a suspect of document forgery.
Is there a reason behind that case?
Well, yes. Um, uh, the, no, according to the reference that I found, investigators managed to compile some evidence that consists of family card and ID card that is being held under the name of Feryani Lim, who claims to be a family member of Abraham Samad.
And what about Bambang Wijayanto case? Do you have information about that regarding the case?
Yes, so the case of Bambang Wijayanto was charged with the perjury regarding local election dispute at the court, sorry, at, at the Constitution Court where he once worked as a lawyer.
Uh, it must be a massive shock to people because uh, to it must be a massive shock to the country to hear all that news because uh, people who they think will fight against injustice, they they do it similar fraud like corruption.
Yes. And even the Attorney General's office was had to take down those cases due to them being such a counterproductive case against the government effort to fight the corruption. And it's really sad because both Abraham and Bambang were widely known as the figure who commit to their role as eradicators corruptions.
And all this case is make harder for people to bring back their trust and hope to the government because there's a effort one fire big controversial
Cases.
cases, and it will make the situation more complicated.
Yes. Not another thing.
If I'm not a mistake, I've heard that KPK start with foundation companies and end up with government body, which make KPK harder to find a uh, freedom to do their own task.
Yes. You're talking about the legislative change of KPK that happened back in 2019. Exactly.
I see. Well, from all that we have discussed, uh, Corruption Eradication Commission fully yet reach their potential because of the because one of the reason that makes reach their potential because their own
Corrupt system.
that corrupt system exactly, and it
As a feature.
as in the future it will be a massive lesson for us. And yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's all from me, and thank you for coming in the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It has been a pleasure. Alright, that's all from us. If there's any mistakes, we deeply apologize. Thank you.